and welcome to Friday Reads, where I tell you what I'm reading this weekend and review last week's pick. My Friday Reads this week is sort of strange. Well, kind of, I don't know. I am currently still reading the Tommyknockers. It's a huge book. It's like 700 pages. It's Stephen King. It's one I picked up from a little library here in the neighborhood. So I'm reading that, but I probably will not finish it before next week. First of all, because it's huge, but also because I am going to be participating in the 24 and 48 readathon this weekend. You try and read 24 hours of the 48 over a weekend, and Peter is going to be out camping, so I am going to read all weekend, and I don't have my TBR yet because it's Friday and it starts tomorrow, and why would I have my TBR now? But I will be doing a lot of reading and probably not reading any of the Tommyknockers by Stephen King. I might pick it up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I'll review something next week. It might be the Tommyknockers. It might be some books or a book that I read for the readathon. We will see what happens, so stay tuned. So last week I was reading Rich and Pretty by Rumaan Alam, and I finished it and I loved every page of this book. So I heard about Rich and Pretty on multiple Book Riot podcasts, and it's a premise that I am typically drawn to. So the portrait of kind of young professionals / young people who have a lot of money, lots more than I do, and live in often New York or New England. That just happens a lot. And so I was super pumped to get this as my Book of the Month Club pick for July, and I loved it. It so lived up to the hype that I heard / had in my head. It follows the lives of these two women, Sarah and Lauren, and they've been friends for like 20 years, and they're in their mid-30s, and relationships are complicated and life is complicated, and there's some big events that kind of frame different parts of the story, but it's more just kind of this portrait of the complications of best friendship and of growing older and changing and things that do and don't change. And I just thought it was so engaging and so wonderful. I could totally connect with some of the emotions that the characters feel about friendships and yourself and fitting in with past friends or trying to make new friends and new relationships and just how complicated it all gets. I also really liked both the characters, Sarah and Lauren, and often I don't love both main characters in books like this. So back a couple weeks or months ago, I read Cutting Teeth, and that was also about kind of rich moms that lived in New York, but I only liked one of those characters, and I only kind of liked her. This, I loved both Sarah and Lauren. They were not perfect. They were very flawed, but they also were really endearing, and I loved the portions in which, Lauren is talking and reflecting about Sarah, and Sarah is talking and reflecting about Lauren. And I just thought that this is just such a great portrait of friendship and complications of life and relationship. So, Rich and Pretty, Rumaan Alam. The writing is fantastic. I sped through it. I loved it. I would read a bajillion more books from Rumaan Alam, so I hope we'll get more because I thought this was just such a fantastic book. Great. So that's all I have for this week's Friday Reads. You can keep up with all of my 24 and 48 readathon shenanigans and all of our other social media thoughts and posts at Game and Read on Twitter, Litzy, and Instagram. And you can go over to gameandread.com and check out all of our posts and videos and everything else we do around books and games. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.